Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the 4 Horsemen Studios Cosmic Legions Fisher Ryyce. I assume that's kind of a joke, like Fisher Price, I don't know. This is going to be my second Cosmic Legion figure. I have one other one, and it seemed to be a pretty good line. I actually got this guy because I thought he would be a good Mr. Freeze sort of substitute or fill-in. I ordered this guy from Big Bad Toy Store, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, a little sort of bullseye there. Cosmic Legions, Fisher Ryyce. Here's the package, blue skin, suit, he's got a helmet, dome, all that stuff. Here's a little sort of description. In the back, here's a checklist of a bunch of Cosmic Legion figures. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out, and he has a ton of stuff, giving him 3 completely different distinct looks, and you can interchange them with each other. He's got his removable dome, 3 different neck pegs, 3 different sets of arms, 3 different sets of hands, 2 pistols, a machine gun, 2 alternate chest pieces, and then some transparent pegs to attach his guns to his side. Before tailored to all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Cosmic Legion's Shadow Circle figure. His name is Fisher Ryyce, and I plan to use him for Mr. Freeze because he's in this sort of spacesuit type thing, which could be a freeze suit. He's got a big dome, and he's got blue skin. It's just all there. This is the second figure I have from the Cosmic Legion line, and they're pretty good quality, so let's take a closer look. I'll start with his face here. Like I said, he's got white hair, blue skin, yellow eyes. It looks like a great substitute for Mr. Freeze. He's in the spacesuit, and for me it's going to be a freeze suit. He's got this chest piece on the front, which you can't swap out for another one. He's got these little holes on the side, and that will allow you to attach these transparent pegs, and you can holster his guns. It looks like double jointed knees, single jointed elbows, but we'll take a look at the articulation in depth. See the wrinkles on his pants, belt kind of moves around, a lot of gear stowed away. Visually very interesting and pleasing figure. Happy to add him to the collection. Been waiting a long time for this guy. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, which looks like a man with white hair and blue face in a sort of spacesuit. Perfect for my Mr. Freeze substitute. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, and he has a ton of different interchangeable looks. Let's go and start off by checking out his hands. He has 6 of them, 3 left hands, and 3 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And then his second pair of hands. This is a pair of semi-open hands. Look like they could be some grabbing or throwing hands. And here's his last pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands with trigger figures for his guns. Now let's look at his heads. He has 4 of them. One with blue skin, looks like a human. One with blue skin, looks like an alien. One looks like a helmet on top of that alien head. And then a larger helmet on top. And he has 3 different neck pegs to attach to the various heads. Obviously, the blue one goes with the heads with no helmet, and the black ones go with a helmet. The only one with articulation is on the far right. Here he is with his first head, and this is the one I plan to use for him. This one has the sort of human-looking head, but of course it has blue skin. Here's his second head. This one is definitely an alien-shaped head. He has 6 eyes, and the detailing is very nice. Shaped quite a bit different than a human head is. And then he has this helmet on his head, and that's clearly to accommodate this sort of alien-looking head. It's shaped the same sort of way. It has this removable piece at the top, exposing what looks almost like a gun of some sort. And then he has one last head. This one is another helmeted head, but it looks like it's going to accommodate a much wider sort of head. Looks like it should have some bulging eyes on the side. It also has removable silver part exposing a gun, a camera, I don't know what. He also has his glass dome, the top of a spacesuit, but will be great to complete him as Mr. Freeze. So, glass dome, it's going to connect to a spacesuit. Here's Fisher Ryyce without the dome on, and here he is with that dome attached. Mr. Freeze. Now let's look at his arms.
He has 3 different sets of arms, each one with a different sort of thickness, but they all have the spacesuit on. In which each of the different arms, you have to use the same forearm for the first set to attach the hands. Here he is with his first set of arms. These are the ones he's had on the entire video. These are the most sort of normal, slender, human-looking arms. And here's his second set of arms. These are similar size as the first set, like they'll work on the sort of human version of him. They have a little bit more detail on the sides. Actually, might end up using these arms. The regular ones that he came with. They're pretty smooth. These look like more of his free suit to me. And boy, does it look like wrong about that last set of arms. This is an alternate set of legs. When I was looking at them, I was like, well, these pegs don't really seem to be interchangeable. I don't really understand how this works. And that's because they're legs, not arms. So we have 2 different sets. One, a little more basic, just like a suit. Another one, a little more complex. It's like a spacesuit. And I think I'm probably going to go with a little more complex piece, being his free suit. Here he is with his first set of legs. These are a little more basic version, less detail. And then here, with his alternate legs, these ones have a little more detail, look a little more like a spacesuit or free suit. And then he has a couple of alternate different chest pieces. Here's Mr. Freeze with no chest piece. And then he has his blue chest piece. And he also has his blue and red chest piece. This is the one I'm going to use with this guy. And now for his guns. He has 2 pistols and a machine gun. Not really Mr. Freeze type guns, so I'm going to have to find him my own freeze gun, and that shouldn't be a problem. Pistol looks good. A ton of detail, good sculpt, and a ton of different colors. Has a little hole here for those transparent pegs. We also have the larger machine gun, which also looks very nice. Here's Mr. Freeze holding those pistols. And here he is, holstering those 2 pistols. And then here he is, holding his machine gun or rifle. And yes, he can holster that rifle as well. So I wanted to give him a freeze ray. There's a bunch of different options that I have. Here's a McFarlane DC Multiverse Mr. Freeze gun. And here he is, holding a DC Direct CW Arrowverse Captain Cold freeze gun. This is probably the one I'm going to use with this guy. It seems to match him pretty nice. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his dome, standing about 7 inches tall. And if you take the dome off, to the top of his head, about 6.5 inches tall. And for his articulation, start with his head. Of course, you can rotate side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head a little bit from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out less than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. You can just hear how tight it is as you push it up. There's no bicep cut here. Single jointed elbow goes up a little bit less than 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist can rotate and it's hinged a little bit. Torso is one solid piece. He's got a ball joint in the waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Legs complete as splits. Then go forward about that far. Back not much. Single jointed knee with rotation. And his ankle. Forward and back. Tilt rock. Rotation. Here's a look at Mr. Freeze and his ice layer, yielding dual freeze rays. Now let's check them out. Next we have some other action figures, starting off with some other Cosmic Legion figures, and then some other Mr. Freeze figures. Here he is, next to the only other Cosmic Legion figure that I have. This is Novian Lean. And since I plan to add this guy to my Mr. Freeze collection, let's check him out with a bunch of Mr. Freeze figures. Here he is, next to all of my McFarlane DC Multiverse Mr. Freeze figures. And here he is, next to a Diamond Select Toys Mr. Freeze. Then, with all my DC Direct Mr. Freeze figures. Next, with the Mezco Mr. Freeze. And now, with my Mattel Mr. Freeze figures. And here he is, with the McFarlane Batman Classic TV Series Mr. Freeze. Here's a look at my entire Mr. Freeze collection. I believe I have all of them in the 6 and 7 inch scale, except for one of the Mattel versions. It was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I believe. And this is actually the only Mr. Freeze here that's a substitute and not a true Mr. Freeze figure. Here's just Mr. Freeze, next to a bunch of Mr. Freeze henchmen. These are some older Kenner Frostbite figures from the Batman and Robin movie, but are considerably smaller scale. Here he is, next to some McFarlane Captain Cold figures. And here are all the Captain Cold figures I have in my collection. Here's Mr. Freeze next to Icicle. Icicle is another ice-themed DC villain. Then, next to Ice is another ice-themed DC hero. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Cosmic Legion figure, they're kind of between the 6 and 7 inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work way larger. Here he is with some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts action figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and Mafex figures. Here's Mr. Freeze, next to a bag of coins. And here he is, with some Mattel and Mezco DC figures. Then, with both some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct figures. Next, with some Diamond Select toys and Jack-specific wrestling figures. And finally, with some McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So overall, this is a very nice action figure. It'll work great in your Cosmic Legion collection, and it'll be even better in my DC Mr. Freeze collection. Now he's a little bit too small to fit with the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, and that's fine. Since Mr. Freeze is in a big bulky suit, he'll actually fit in with the smaller figures probably better. DC Universe Classics, Mafex, Mezco, that sort of stuff. But he looks damn good. I love the blue face, I love the white hair, I love the suit. That's the good stuff about him as far as being Mr. Freeze. Now, as far as an action figure goes, he has so many different options. Different arms, different legs, different heads, different chest pieces, different neck pegs, all kind of different display options, and that's really cool. That's one really cool thing about that line, is there's so many different interchangeable parts and customizable options. If I were to rate this figure, I don't see any reason to give him less than 8 out of 10. It's a very well done figure, a lot of different options. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.